Welcome to The Secret of the Mind, a place to share teachings of compassion and wisdom in life. Let's listen and reflect to find peace in our souls. Now, please join us in today's sharing. Stepping into your shoes each morning, not just to go about your daily routine, but with a small yet profound ritual that has the power to change your mindset, ground your energy, and offer clarity throughout the day. What if I told you that sprinkling a pinch of salt in your shoes could transform the way you move through life? This ancient practice, deeply rooted in Zen philosophy and cultural traditions, is more than just a superstition or an old wives' tale. It is a reminder of balance, mindfulness, and protection. Elements that modern life often pulls us away from. Before we dive deep into the significance of salt and its connection to Zen wisdom, let me share a personal story that changed my perspective on this simple mineral forever. A personal journey, how salt in my shoes changed my life. A few years ago, I was struggling with a period of intense stress and uncertainty. I had just moved to a new city, started a demanding job, and felt completely ungrounded. My mind was always racing, and I often felt disconnected from my own emotions. Then, one evening, I came across an old book on Zen rituals. Buried in its pages was a small passage about the practice of placing salt in one's shoes. It seemed too simple to be meaningful, but I was desperate for change, so I decided to try it. The next morning, I placed a tiny pinch of salt in my shoes before heading to work. At first, it felt strange, even silly. But as the day went on, I noticed something unexpected. Every step I took reminded me to be present. The grainy sensation beneath my feet was a subtle but constant nudge to slow down and be mindful of my surroundings. Over time, this small ritual became an anchor for my mental clarity. I was no longer rushing mindlessly through life. I was walking with intention. Buddhism, the historical significance of salt. Salt has been treasured across civilizations for thousands of years. In ancient Egypt, it was used in mummification to preserve royalty for eternity. The Romans saw it as a symbol of wisdom and even used it in purification rituals. During the Middle Ages, people sprinkled salt around their homes to ward off evil spirits. In Japan, it remains a significant element in Shinto shrines, where it is used to purify visitors before entering sacred spaces. But why has salt held such power throughout history? The answer lies in its dual nature, both practical and symbolic. Practically, salt preserves, cleanses, and protects. Symbolically, it represents purity, balance, and the grounding force of nature. This duality makes it the perfect companion for Zen practices, where the physical and spiritual worlds intertwine seamlessly. The Zen philosophy behind salt. Zen Buddhism emphasizes simplicity, mindfulness, and the art of being present. The act of placing salt in one's shoes aligns perfectly with these principles. In Zen tradition, purification is not just about cleansing the body, but also the mind. By engaging in small, mindful rituals, we cultivate a sense of peace and balance in our everyday lives. Think of salt as a metaphor for life's experiences. Just as salt enhances the flavor of food, our challenges and struggles add depth and richness to our personal growth. Too much salt can be overwhelming, just as too much stress or attachment can cloud our clarity. The key is balance, a fundamental Zen teaching. The science behind salt's power. Beyond its spiritual symbolism, salt has tangible physical benefits. It is a natural absorber of moisture, making it useful in preventing bacteria and fungi from thriving. This is one reason why people use salt to preserve food. It draws out moisture, making it difficult for bacteria to survive. However, there is a flip side. While salt can keep the inside of our shoes dry and clean, excessive exposure can lead to irritation, particularly for those with sensitive skin. Additionally, salt can damage leather over time, leading to discoloration and wear. The lesson here is once again about balance, using just enough to reap the benefits without causing harm. A story of transformation. My grandmother's wisdom. My grandmother, a deeply spiritual woman, had a belief in the protective power of salt. Whenever I visited her as a child, she would sprinkle salt at the doorstep and insist that we walk through it before entering the house. She told me it was to keep negative energy outside. At the time, I thought it was just an old superstition. Years later, after facing personal hardships, I revisited her wisdom with a new perspective. I realized that the ritual wasn't just about keeping negativity out. It was about setting an intention. By placing salt at the entrance, she was creating a threshold between the chaos of the outside world and the peace of her home. This practice inspired me to use salt more mindfully in my own life, including in my shoes, as a way to ground myself each day. Practical benefits of salt in shoes. Aside from its spiritual significance, placing salt in your shoes has practical advantages. 1. Absorbs moisture, keeps feet dry and prevents bad odor. 2. Prevents bacterial growth, reduces the risk of fungal infections. 3. Enhances grounding, serves as a physical reminder to stay mindful. 4th, symbolic purification, acts as a daily ritual to clear negative energy. Whilst integrating this practice into your daily life. Adopting this Zen-inspired habit doesn't require drastic changes. Start small. In the morning, take a deep breath, place a tiny pinch of salt in your shoes, and set an intention for the day. As you walk, use the sensation as a reminder to be present and grounded. At night, shake out the salt as a symbolic way of letting go of negativity. Lessons to carry forward. The practice of placing salt in one's shoes is more than a quirky tradition. It is a lesson in mindfulness, balance, and protection. It teaches us to slow down, appreciate the present moment, and be intentional with our energy. Whether you embrace it for its spiritual meaning, its practical benefits, or simply as a unique ritual, it has the power to transform the way you move through life. So tomorrow, before you rush out the door, pause. Sprinkle a little salt in your shoes. Walk with intention. Who knows? It might just change your step, your day, or even your life. So today's video has ended. If you find the content useful, don't hesitate to leave a like and share so that more people can know. Click to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next interesting information.